That's what happens on the Game Hoarder's channel. Game Hoarder gets drunk and shit gets weird. So hopefully the sound is fixed now for the remaining 10 minutes of this episode and the episodes to follow. I'll have to jack up the sound in the previous 20 minutes before I upload it, which will make my microphone make me sound like I'm screaming at you. Anyways, let's hopefully return to the game. Let's head on over to the Popo Station, I guess.
What can I do for you, Murphy?
Let's ask about Emily Sue Patterson.
It's a damn shame. She was only 21.
Tell me about her box.
We haven't found the box, but when we asked Leach about it, he said it came through the mail wrapped in brown paper. We found the wrapper in the dumpster outside the Flamingo. We looked it over and didn't find anything. If the boys in the lab haven't thrown it out, you can have it.
Okay. Does that mean I have it? Okay, I do. What happened to the music? Sounds like it's fucked up. That's annoying. It's like totally stuck. Fuck. Alright, had to quit out of the game and come back. That was more or less annoying as shit.
What can I do for you, Murphy?
Let's check out this brown piece of paper here. $2043, some numbers there.
So, the microdot on the wrapper contains a PB meter number. Probably some kind of postal code. Must identify which post office the package was sent from. Now I just need to find someone who would know which post office that is.
That's the code for the post office in the Mission District.
Bless me. Right, the Mission District. Let's head on over to the post office.
I land my speeder outside the post office Mac referred me to. The counter help fails to live up to its name, but a professional loiterer working outside seems to recognize Malloy in the photo. For half a pack of smokes, he suggests I check out several boarding houses in the area. After pounding the pavement for over an hour, I arrive at a quaint brownstone called the Garden House.
Knock, knock.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
She's hot.
I'm from the health department. We've had some complaints from some of your boarders. They say you've got roaches the size of baby Ruths.
My goodness, roaches? I haven't seen any. Can I see your identification?
Oh, we don't carry ID at the health department, but we can always be identified by our clean hands and inner glow.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'll have to see some ID before I can let you in. Have a nice day.
Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
What a bitch.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
Grandma's got Alzheimer's.
Looking for a man named Thomas Malloy. Is he staying here?
Let me think. No, none of my guests is named Malloy.
Here's a photograph of him.
Oh, heavens, yes. He moved in last week. Such a nice man.
Well, I know he seems very nice, but he's really a sick man. You know, nuts. He's got a terrible case of Murphy-Barr syndrome.
My goodness, he seems so lucid.
Yes, it's a strange illness. The only symptoms are an irresistible attraction to boarding houses.
I'm so sorry.
Whoops. Didn't mean to skip that.
Well, I know that respecting and caring for your elders is considered old-fashioned, but it's a responsibility that I take very seriously.
Wish you were my nephew. Your uncle's not in right now, but I'll let you into his room. You can wait for him up there. Okie dokie?
Okie dokie.
A book of puzzles. Maybe it has some word searches in it.
Ooh,
I
fun.
love word searches.
It's a Rolodesk.
A solid maple roll-top desk. I'd kill for a desk like this. Well, maybe I just maimed somebody. Looks like a business card.
The Everlock titanium safes. Got a number down here, though.
Cosmic Connection magazine. I seem to remember Fitzpatrick saying something about this. These drawers look searchable. It's an envelope addressed to someone named Elijah Witt.
With the CD.
A solid maple roll-top desk. These drawers look searchable. A solid. These drawers. These drawers look searchable.
Ain't shit in them, though. Guess we got everything out of there.
Looks like the closet door. It's all locked up.
That's pretty much all we can do here now.
I hope whoever took these photos hasn't given up their day job.
Gonna head on over to Texas Computer Room now that we have this disc. Pop it in the laptop. Don't have the security code, though. So back to the garden house. Aha, some jeans.
This pair of jeans wasn't here before. I guess Malloy must have come back and then left again.
Cha-ching!
This warehouse address is 54 Front Street. That's in the waterfront area.
Let's head on over there.
Dr. Thomas Malloy, I presume.
You're NSA, aren't you?
No, sir, I'm not NSA. My name's Tex Murphy, and I'm a private investigator. I was hired by a friend of yours.
I don't have any friends. I have nothing now, nothing but my work. Are you married, Mr. Murphy?
Not anymore, thank God.
Most people never have a happy marriage. I've been lucky enough to have two of them. I lost my first wife long ago, and I just found out that my second wife died yesterday. Murdered.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
She's dead because of me. Damn it! It was stupid to think I could hide her from the NSA. What the hell have I got to live for?
Well, you said you had your work.
My work? It's my curse! Who did you say sent you here?
Gordon Fitzpatrick.
Fitz. Good old Fitz. I wonder why he sent you after me.
All right.
Give me some water, will you? Thanks.
Shit.
I've led an excessive life, and I'm afraid the bill is coming due. Now listen, Murphy. What I'm going to tell you could help Fitzpatrick continue my work. The only catch is I'll put you in the same danger I'm in.
Don't let that stop you. Danger's a little like Jell-O. Always room for a little more.
Ever hear of Project Blue Book?
Sounds familiar.
Have you ever heard of Roswell?
Yeah. About 100 years ago, there was an apparent UFO crash. And the government came out and said it was just a weather balloon.
A weather balloon? It was no damn weather balloon. It was a spacecraft. The Roswell incident was the greatest disinformation campaign of all time.
So what was the connection between Roswell and Project Blue Book?
Well, Roswell is where Project Blue Book became Project Blueprint. Now, you probably never heard about it, seeing as how you're still alive.
Why do I have the feeling you're about to lower my odds in that department? Do you mind?
In 1947, an alien spacecraft crashed in the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico. The wreckage was taken to the Air Force base nearby for testing. And of course, they were looking for weapons.
Sounds like the military hasn't changed too much. You don't mind me asking, Doctor, how do you fit into all of this?
In 1984, I came on board Project Blueprint. My job was to carry on the work of deciphering the hieroglyphics found in the spacecraft. Anyway, in early 1996, word of a breakthrough spread throughout the complex. Now, apparently someone had discovered that one of the alien instruments could generate minute quantities of anti-hydrogen. The big boys in Washington were ecstatic. Now, if you remember, the desert standoff was in effect, and we were looking for a technological edge over the Middle East bloc. Now, we had it in the palm of our hands. But unfortunately, as you know, things went very wrong.
That's the understatement of the century.
Well, the military was in such a hurry, they didn't take time to do any testing. Instead, they started a political incident, then proceeded to bomb the hell out of the Middle East.
Greatest snafu in history.
Now, after the war, I left the military, but I managed to smuggle out all my notes and other important items from Roswell. I secretly continued my research.
Hey, Malloy, don't move! I said freeze!
That's some good acting. I said freeze!
Don't be stupid. Put it down! Look, I'm supposed to bring you back alive, not in a body bag. Think so. No! Back off. Back off!
Green toxic goo.
My orders were to bring in Malloy alive. But I guess that doesn't apply to you, does it?
Oh, in that case. You mind?
Shit, look at those fucking effects. And that ends day 4. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Pandora Directive. Day 5. The Pandora device. I guess we're going to get stuck into watching some more F&V here. Because I don't want to pause the camera and fuck it up.
I get away from the warehouse with a few bruises and singed hairs, but generally intact. On the way home, I stop at a convenience store and buy a couple of packs of cigarettes. Malloy had been gunned down and I barely escaped, but life goes on and I'm out of smokes. I'm not sure if Fitzpatrick's going to pay me, even though technically I did find Malloy. What I really want from Fitzpatrick is information. I'm certain now that Regan wasn't exaggerating about the value of her father's work. I figure it'll be to my advantage to stay in touch and on good terms with Fitzpatrick. Second agent opened fire.
No!
Killed him. I barely got out of it alive. So for the next few minutes, I relate the events that led up to finding Malloy. But it's clear that his death is only part of the reason for Fitzpatrick's reaction. He's been withholding information from me since the beginning. Now it's time to find out what he knows about Malloy's work.
An unfortunate turn of events. Extremely unfortunate. Well, I guess this brings our partnership to an end. What do I owe you?
I think you owe me some details.
To what do you refer?
Look, Malloy was onto something big. He was just about to tell me until someone turned him into a corkboard. I want to know what happened. But most of all, I want to know what's going on here.
No. No, don't get into it. Forget this business. Take the money and walk away.
It's too late. I'm already involved. Now 1, possibly 3 NSA agents are dead. And for some strange reason, they're going to think that I'm involved with all this. And even if I wanted to drop out right now, the odds are they're going to find me and fill me with so much lead, they're going to be able to use me as a pencil. But aside from that, Malloy was onto something big. And those boxes are the key.
You know about the boxes?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that puts a different light on things, doesn't it? Well, if you insist on staying with this, becoming involved, as you say, I've got to be able to be sure that I can rely on you, trust you. You know, this isn't the kind of thing that you can sort of dabble in and then back away.
Well, normally I do have a little problem with commitment. But on this, I'm in 100%.
All right. Thomas Malloy and I, scientific researchers, were working together in Roswell. And we became friends. Our friendship really developed when we were transferred to China after the great disaster of World War III. After some time, Malloy took me into his confidence and showed me what he'd been secretly working on, translating ancient alien hieroglyphics, taken from the crash of that Roswell spacecraft.
So you know what it is he was going to tell me?
No, I don't think so. Not really. I knew that he'd been, deciphering these ancient hieroglyphics. Some of the symbols that were found there, the dominating symbol seemed to be, or the dominating information seemed to be, that there was a second spacecraft approaching the Earth. And there was a continuing, recurring symbol of a black sun. Mysterious. He didn't get that at all. That really bugged him.
Well, this is all really interesting. But it's not the kind of information somebody kills for.
Tex, screw your head on straight! I'm ready to believe there is a second spacecraft down somewhere on this planet Earth unfound. Now, imagine that spacecraft filled with a technology that none of us have ever dreamed of. Imagine what someone would do to obtain that technology. Imagine what the government would do. Wouldn't it be worth killing for?
You've got one of the boxes, don't you?
I do. Receiving it led me to believe that my friend's life was in danger.
Well, then you probably know more about the boxes than I do.
Variations on a Chinese puzzle box. Thomas said, Tom had maybe 4, 5, or 6 of them made to his specifications while he was in China. Just some kind of a novelty, I think.
Do you know how to open them?
No. Never occurred to me to ask. Now, what do you know about the boxes?
Well, I had one. Then the NSA picked me up. They gave me a choice between giving them the box or having my brains blown out.
Recovering that box has got to be our first priority. Otherwise, I doubt we can continue.
It's not going to be easy. I'll see what I can do. Just one more thing. You talked a lot about trusting me. Why should I trust you?
Tell him, Tex.
Mr. Murphy, I have more money and other vanities than I could possibly ever use. My purpose in being here at the center, if there is a center to all this, is to follow the trail towards which my old friend pointed me. I don't know where it will lead, but I intend to reach that end.
I guess we're in business. After Fitzpatrick leaves, I think about what to do next. I told the old man I was on his side, but that's not exactly the truth. I'm on my own side, no one else's. Before he died, Malloy was going to tell me what he discovered. I really want to know what it was, and how much it might be worth. If Fitzpatrick can help me along those lines, fine. If he can't, then I'll rely on Regan's help. Either way, I have a pretty good feeling this is all going to pay off big, and I want a hefty slice of that pie. Before I start counting my money, though, I have some work to do. And the first priority is to recover the box the NSA took from me.
Alright. And now I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.